What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We picked up yet another project that we probably didn't need, but this is something that I've wanted for a really long time, and I know Morgan likes these too. And we decided to try something a little bit more old school. This is our 1966 Mustang that we just picked up as a project. We are going to eventually do a full restoration on this car. Morgan has been dying to tear into it because it's got paint cracking and it's faded and it's got some bubbling here and there. Morgan's dying to tear into it. But before we do that, I want to get it running and driving, and I want to be able to drive it around the rest of the year. The car already has a 302 in it. It's still an automatic, which we will be doing a manual swap over the winter. It has half of a disc brake conversion and a 5-lug conversion. It's not fully finished. It has this front corner on the passenger side done. It has the 8.8 rear end in it, but it is not fully installed. This is out of a, I believe, a Ford Ranger. It's basically just sitting in there. The drive shaft's not hooked up. The brakes aren't swapped over. It's basically just sitting under there with the wheels on it. The wheels are Anthems. We're going to replace those. I'm not a big fan of them. They don't fit that great. I don't know if he's got wheel spacers on it quite yet or not exactly for sure, but they're against the rear fender. So that's not going to work. So in this video, we are going to get it running and driving. So we need to get it off the trailer and in the garage. But first, we are going to give this thing a full wash on the outside because it is filthy. This thing's been sitting for well over a year. It's full of grime, full of dirt, bugs, spiders, just a mouse has been in the interior. We can tell it smells kind of like mouse poop. Alright, it's 1 week since we got the 66 back home and in the garage. Now we're going to start digging into this rear end. We got a U-joint that should go from the drive shaft to the rear end so that we don't have to get the drive shaft made. So we're going to start digging into that. We're going to get the car up on 4 jack stands, get it up in the air, and see what we're working with. So let's get to it. We got the car up in the air. I'm going to dig into this rear axle because we pulled the center cast off, and I'll show you something a little goofy. First of all, the axle has not sat in here straight. I noticed that when we bought it. It is kicked to the driver's side by quite a bit. And on the driver's side, this is kicked back. So when the car is down, this does not sit center. It sits to the back, where the other side right now lifted sits to the front because of the way the axle kind of like pivots. But one thing, if you notice anything, okay, hub. Look at that giant spacer. I don't know what's going on there, but let's get the wheels off. Something don't seem right. Got the axle out, and reason we pulled the whole thing out is because I'm going to show you a couple of issues with it. So first of all, why the axle was off center. Look at the distance between here and here compared to here and here. The pumpkin is not centered, so what whoever did was they cut the perches off, they offset the axle, welded the perches back on, and then they put a wheel spacer on one side. First of all, that's not going to work. It might work, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not safe. 2, this is a 7.5, not an 8.8. And 3 is that I was told it was an LS or like an LSD or whatever, like a limited slip. It's not limited slip, it's an open dip. I haven't pulled the cover off, but you hold this and you turn one side, they turn the same way, it's a limited slip. If they turn opposite, it's open dip. They turn opposite, it's open dip. The other thing, so if you look, this one is straight up and down. And you look at that one, it's crooked. So these are actually not even welded on straight. So that's a problem, because they're like this. And then third, this is the wrong U-joint, which I think we could probably change that fairly easily. But yeah, that's also a problem. So we just ultimately decided we're not going to use this axle. I was doing some research, thinking maybe I'll do an 8.8 swap. Coming to find out those are a lot of work. Is it cheaper than doing a 9-inch? Yes. Is it a shit ton more work? Also yes. I kind of just decided, we did some research online the last couple days, and I ordered a 9-inch. So we ended up going with a Quick Performance 9-inch. They make one that's bolt-in ready. We upgraded a bunch of stuff on it to be able to handle the power that we plan on putting through this car. You know, we're not going too crazy, but I mainly wanted a good center section and a good locker. So it has a Detroit locker, a strong center section that's all braced, and it's got the correct perches and stuff. It's basically all set up. It comes with all brand new disc brakes. I upgraded to the parking brake, so it has all new parking brake with new cable and stuff. So it costs a little extra money, but it is literally bolt-in ready. We'll be able to run the new cable to the parking brake, hook up the brake lines, bleed the brakes, and we're good to go. I don't know how long it's going to take to get it. If it's not in this video, it's probably why, but that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to get rid of this axle and do that. We're going to go through and finish this disc brake setup and this 5-lug conversion. This is all the crap I dug out of the mouse-infested trunk and the soaked frickin' box. There's a lot of extra parts here for some odd reason. I guess I'll kind of dig into this, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know what a lot of this stuff is for. All right, so it's been a full week since I did that last clip. We went to go start doing the disc brake swap on here and the 5-lug conversion. Found out it doesn't fit. So after doing some research, I found out these cars, well, this car used to be like a 4 or 6-cylinder car, and after some research, found out the front end is different than a V8 car. This car is a V8. It was swapped to a V8, and I knew that, but I did not know the front ends were different. So this is the bearing from the kit I have. Here's the problem. Obviously does not fit. So the previous owner, when he did the other side, put it together and had these bearings in there, and obviously does not fit. So this is why we didn't finish this last weekend. I had to order an entire front end kit. So this is a V8 front end kit from CJ Pony Parts. Not sponsored by them, but they have pretty much anything and everything you can imagine for Mustangs. And yeah, so we got the V8 spindles, which are the correct spindles, much beefier, and then the whole rest of the kit here. So we're gonna be changing everything to the V8 front end. And then I also ordered the 9-inch, like I said, and some of those parts have actually started coming. So here we got the third member. So far, this came today. Super beefy, as you can see. And then we also got brake parts. So I got the brakes and the third member. Normal rear brakes, and then I got drilled and slotted rotors in there, braided lines, all kinds of other crap. Probably not going to put that stuff on in this video, but we're going to get the front end done. So, set that back under there for now. And we're going to start ripping this front end apart so that we can get this front end done. So when the rear end shows up, throw it together, put it in the car, and then we'll still have to get a dry shaft made, unless I decide to wait and throw a manual in it at the same time. Otherwise, I gotta get 2 dry shafts made. So that part kind of sucks because I did find out this has an AOD trans. No, we want a manual, so we're probably gonna put a Tremec in it.
Ball joints in front of this. We might be not finishing the front end this weekend. Damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. Shit! That's out. Now, I might as well finish the steering, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put ball joints in. It's not bad. This one's shot. There's no play in it, but even this one, actually the boot on this one's not bad. This upper one needs to be changed. It's all ripped. This side's out. This side comes on nicely. Even though Morgan didn't record it. But this side's out. Ball joints look good on this side.
All right, so this we're gonna do, instead of taking all this stuff apart, we have to replace this arm, all this stuff, the shaft that goes across, and the pitman arm. So I'm just gonna take it off here and on the pitman arm, and this all should come off as one piece. Wow, it's almost like this stuff's been on here for 60 years. This thing wants to come apart. All right, this steering arm thing on this, whatever this gear is, best way to explain it. This piece is fighting me. Everything else came apart pretty easy, but last night I think I've been messing with it. I messed with it for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Could not get it to come off. So today, oh, I didn't need to tell you that bad.
No, he did.
I found a different angle. I got a big tire bar from a semi that we use for peeling tires off, and I can kind of get at it from the top. So that's what we're doing. I've been hammering on it. I think it's moving. We're gonna keep hitting it, and hopefully it comes off. A couple more hits. I don't know. It looks like it's starting to come off. Finally. Well, after beating the absolute nuts off this thing and tons and tons and tons of heat, it's finally out.
This thing was really freaking stuck on there. She's still a little warm. But we took a, I ended up taking like a pulley puller from Harbor Freight, and after beating the hell out of it and stuff, I went and grabbed this. I didn't actually know I had this. I forgot I had this on the shelf. And I didn't think I'd be able to get this thing in there, but it was just perfect, actually. And it struggled. It took that impact quite a bit. But then it broke loose and finally came apart. So I'm going to actually let that cool down a little bit because I probably used the torch on it. It's just one of them little ones. But I probably was heating it for like 20 minutes and beating the hell out of it, trying to get it to break loose. Like out of everything came apart actually fairly decent, except that. That thing was stubborn. So we'll let that cool down a little bit, and then we're going to start throwing parts back in this thing. So now we're going to start putting stuff back together. I already have this pitman arm in. It's not bolted in yet, but it's like slid up on there. So there's bigger notches, which you can kind of see how that one spline is a lot fatter. There's 4 of those, so you had to make sure you got them lined up. But basically, since I didn't know where my pitman arm was when I took it off because everything moved, I turned it all away. So basically, before it hit the frame on this side, and I slid it on. And then I turned it back, and this seems to be roughly about centered where I would think it would sit. I went and turned the steering wheel both ways to make sure I have it center. This is where it fell. This looks like probably where it'd be centered. So hoping that's correct. Hopefully that'll work. I don't know. I've never done one of these before, so I didn't know how else to do it, so that's what I did. So I lost my camera movement, so I'm kind of do and tell right now, but we got the other idle arm put on and the crossbar. So now the tie rods will bolt on right here on both sides. So I'm gonna put the spindles on. I was gonna replace this ball joint, but unless I can't get it on because it keeps spinning on me, I'm probably not gonna change it. I wanna do a CPP Pro Touring suspension setup on this car, and I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but hopefully soon. The ball joint's not bad, it's just the fact that the boot's torn, so it really should be replaced, but we're gonna leave it for now. Maybe in a little while I'll change it, but not right now. We got the passenger side all done, so I got everything here laying out. We're gonna hammer out the driver's side now. We have 5 lug hubs now. Obviously I gotta do the brakes. I'm gonna have to do some cutting. I think I'm gonna have to cut and flare this because I have yet to have any luck trying to get that one apart. It's getting late, so I don't know how much more I'm gonna do yet tonight, but I am glad I got the front steering all together and the front hubs all together. Obviously it still needs an alignment. I'm gonna do a tape measure alignment. We ran into another problem. Went to go turn the steering wheel and I can only get about a 1.5 turns out of the steering. So we're not getting full lock to lock, and turns out this steering stop right here, that's what this is. The V8 and 6 cylinders have different ones because the spindles are different. So I have to find V8 ones, and come to find out they're very hard to find. So we're just gonna cut them and make our own. All right, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where I left off. It's been probably about a week or so since I've had a chance to work on the car. Right now we're doing steering stops. So I am spending way too much time building this when nobody's ever gonna see it. But it looks good. Made it look all pretty. This is what it started as. So basically I cut straight down here to shorten it, and then I put a faceplate on it to to basically help with making it so it doesn't cut into the arm. But yeah, that's the difference right there. Steering stops are done. I'm gonna throw a little paint on them and I'll throw them in the car. Not too shabby. Should work pretty good, I think. Painted, let's get them in the car. All right, steering stops are in. Morgan's gonna turn the wheel here, and other way. Yep. And you see, Oh, kind of. Perfect. That should work. We got quite a bit more turn out of it.
So everything in the front end is done. We have all the steering and everything ready to go. Last thing we're working on is brakes. I did remove the front brake lines because I could not get the to release from the hose from this side. So I ended up rounding the nut off and everything. So I just removed the whole brake line. I was like, I'm gonna just change that one, or I was gonna cut it and reflare it, but decided, you know what, they're a little bit crusty. Not too bad, but they're just a little bit crusty. So I figured since I'm already doing all the brakes on this, I might as well just finish off the brake line so I don't have to frickin' touch it anymore. I hate doing brake lines. Brake lines and brakes in general are probably like my least favorite thing to do. I hate messing with brakes and having bleed brakes. It's usually a nightmare. I figure I'm this deep into it. Brake line kits for these things are actually pretty cheap. I bought all new brake lines for this car. I have them on order for $150. Literally all pre-bent stainless steel front to back. So I have one coming on order. Just they're not here yet. I have one new ball joint ordered. We have obviously the rear end. We're still waiting for parts. The rest of it to show up. I did pull the master cylinder out because I got to clean it because the car sat and pretty nasty. So this is, I believe, a new master. It is just very nasty because the car was sitting and it sat outside. So I am just going to reuse that because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I'm going to clean it up. So since we're waiting on parts, there's not really anything else I can do. All I really got left is literally to do brake lines and bleed the brakes. Put the rear axle in when that shows up, and then dry shaft, and it's ready to drive. So in this video, we're gonna pretty much wrap it up, and then the rest of the stuff I'm gonna do in the next video, we are gonna vacuum the inside quick because the inside's still dirty and smells like mouse poop. So we're gonna vacuum that and call it a day. We're gonna start on the trunk, vacuum all the mouse stuff out of this. We did already remove everything that was in this trunk. I'll throw a clip up here. Here. Kind of see it. I'm gonna just pull all this out. Oh, this is all going in the garbage. Oh my god. Yikes. Oh yeah, that's where they're living. I'm afraid to reach my hand down in there. It's all in the garbage.
If you're using my vacuum, you're gonna have to buy me a new filter then. Because I don't want that thing smelling like ratchet.
Alright, we don't want to watch it.
It was very nasty. It was full of mouse pee. Or, you know, I don't know, it was full of mouse pee, but it stunk really bad and it was really gross. So, trunk's all pretty solid. There is a little bit of rust right here, but I'm probably going to put a patch in this. But we're going to have Morgan vacuum out all the mouse turds quick, and then we'll move on to the interior. So we got the interior all cleaned up. Now this was about probably what you say 10-minute detail for us. I mean, not a super in-depth one. We're not going to worry about that right now because we are going to pull the interior out of it because there's some things that I want to do this winter. So I'm not going to worry about getting it like too crazy clean, but I tell you what, it does not feel like it's mouse infested anymore. And it just, like, we didn't really do, like I said, we just kind of vacuumed it. It doesn't really smell as much like mouse poop. Probably put some air fresheners in here. But yeah, it cleaned up pretty dang good. Yeah, much better. I actually just thought of, I didn't even show you guys this thing running yet. So maybe we'll start it up for you guys quick. So you guys kind of hear what it sounds like. Ooh, it smells a lot better in here. Don't stink. Fired right up. I tried to show Mom,
last night. It was being covered. Runs pretty good. It's been sitting for right around a year, so it's got old gas in it. He crazy put 91 in it, but I don't know for sure. But a little stinky in here. You can't tell if it runs a little funny or if it's got like a small cam in it. Drive it. So, you guys want to see this thing driving down the road? Next video, we're going to get this thing put together and we're going to take it for the first test drive. And I am pumped. I can't wait. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Watch out for that video. We'll see you in the next one.